actually came up through a pretty basic education, came out of high school, went off to university. Second semester, I was very curious. I was raised as a kid. My dad said, if they can do it, you can do it. Don't ever think that. And he worked in the oil field and was, poorly paid. But he just told us boys, don't ever think that you can't do something. I mean, if somebody else can do it, they put their pants on the same way you do. Learn what they're learning and go do what they do if that's what you want to do. But you're not going to work in the oil field. So he forced us not to go to the oil field. And so I was always very artistic in the family, and was probably the only one really that was artistic. And so I really had a love for art. So I go off to university, and I took the typical art, art history and, that kind of stuff. And it was just horrible. I mean, it was just deplorable education, from a standpoint of an artist. I wanted to learn how to draw more. I wasn't really worried about art history. So I was probably not the best student, to be very transparent. And the second semester, I was about halfway through it, and I get a call in class one day, and they said the dean wants to talk to you. So I went down to see the dean, and he said, what is wrong with you? I said, why? He said, the professors say that you won't stop asking questions. And I said, well, they don't teach. I said, they're doing silly things that I'm not learning anything. I just want to know if we're going to get to certain points. Can I start drawing? I mean, when do we, which class do I need to take? And I said, yeah, I ask a lot of questions. And he said, well, I think you'd be better in a vocational school. You probably don't fit the university system. So I contacted a friend of mine that was a guy named Sidney Oliphant at Fingers Furniture Store that did all the illustration at the time.